Yes.
All right, so we're going to start soon, but we're going to have a few words from
Our elected officials,
Tom Lackey, and then we're going to start marching all the way down to the corner of 7th Street.
Hey, Ryan.
We're going to make sure that our voices are heard. We are going to make sure that this stops today. We're in support with the murder of
George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, for Ahmaud Arbery, for Tony, for all the people in this country that don't have a voice, for all of the people whose voices are not recognized by our system, for the people that don't have the privilege or the luxury of getting their names heard by our national media. We want to say something very clear, and we are here to deliver a message that they will listen. They're not
Amen.
going to listen to us. They are going to hear our anger, but they are also going to hear our hope, our forgiveness for what they have done, and the hope that we can move to better things in the future, because we as a country, we as a state, and we as a nation demand better, because all lives will not matter until Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And also, before we begin, here is a community leader that I have deeply respected, and we would just like to hear a few words from him. Assemblyman Tom Lackey and Steve Hill.
Thank you. You're almost tall as me now. Hey, thank everybody for coming out under the banner of peace, love, and understanding. We're here today to have a dialogue, to communicate with our elected officials. You're going to hear them, and they're going to hear you. We're all human. Now, my name is Steve Hill. I came to the Antelope Valley in 1991 working as a state correctional officer. So that means I wore a badge and put my life at risk to guard all those black people they got out here in these damn prisons, and Hispanics. But that's another story. Now, when I was running for office, I was over at the Poppy Festival, and being the joker that I am, I went over to the Republican booth, basically to hassle him. But that day changed my life because I met Tom Lackey. See, I'm an atheist. That means I don't believe in any gods or deities. Tom Lackey knew that, but as soon as I met Tom Lackey, he has extended his hand and shook mine and said, God damn it, Steve, I'm a strong man of faith.
I didn't use those words.
Okay. I'm paraphrasing. But I thought that was admirable. I was like, here's a man that's just going to take me. And then he said, let's find out where we can work together. So I've been raising money for the VITA program, which is the Vital Intervention and Directional Alternative Academy at the Sheriff Station. I've been working with them, and Tom helps me on this. Every time I have a comedy show, he's there. He's donated to help me pay for comedians from Los Angeles. I also do stand-up comedy when I'm not raking in the big bucks doing real estate appraisal. But anyway, man, I want you guys to talk to Tom, and listen. This is not violent. We don't do that. This is the Antelope Valley. We can't afford to do that.
Amen.
So we're gonna wait on my buddies, the sheriff, and after this is over, we're gonna walk down peacefully to 10th Street West and Avenue P for the people who've been here as long as me, Rancho Vista for the newer people. And we're just gonna communicate with our elected officials, and we're gonna all live together like human beings, and we're gonna treat everybody with dignity and respect.
Amen.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
I have to say that this is an awkward moment for me, and I'll tell you why. Because there is an enmity that is developed. over the last couple of years a very strong enmity that's very, very unhealthy for all of us. And that is the degree of distrust that has mounted over the last few months and especially the last few days. And what we need to do, folks, is we need to channel that anger, because we had somebody who lost their life in an inexcusable way. We had people in authority who represented you take the life unfairly of another individual. I will tell you that I do believe that George would have us renegotiate peacefully and not through violence. I know I'm preaching to the choir. You guys aren't the violent people, but you know there are people using your cause to inflict damage and increase the divide. We need to do just the opposite. I want you to know that I do believe that black lives do matter. But the way that we send that message and the way that we show that we want to belong and be treated equally, because everybody deserves that. There is no argument there. But has it happened? That's very debatable, and in many instances we know it has not, as was evidenced by this great tragedy. But I want you to know that somebody that I greatly admire and will always hold in very, very high esteem was number 42 in baseball. Does anybody know who that is? Jackie Robinson. And why do I hold him? Not just because I'm a fan of baseball. He was the true leader in America for civil rights for African Americans. He paved the way for Martin Luther King Jr. And how did he do it? Well, not only was he a gifted athlete, we know that he was exceptionally gifted, as he was a four-sport letterman at UCLA, the only one to ever do that. But here is what happened. In case you don't understand the history and what helped propel him into greatness and open the door for more equality in this country. He resisted violence. He was told by the manager or by the owner that the only way he would sign contract is if he didn't yield to fight, because he knew he was going to be treated unfairly. They were going to try to tell him he didn't belong there because he was African American. They were going to try to tell him that he was something he was not, and that he should be ashamed for trying to enter into a white man's sport. Pitchers were going to throw at him. They did throw at him. They did hit him. But he resisted, and he convinced them that he belonged because he had the talent. And folks, you have more than the talent. You have justice on your side. People will listen, but not when you resort to violence. So please, I know you have influence over others that are in your collective group. Please get them to understand that and resist violence. I know that it's a natural consequence for being angry. Channel that anger into positive energy. And please work with law enforcement. I know it's an uncomfortable place for both, but we've got to get over that, because we have people dying. We have property that's being burned. We have all sorts of very negative things that are happening that should propel us into coming together. I want you to know that the office of Assemblymember Tom Lackey is open to any of you if you feel the need to come and discuss matters. I'm not saying I have all the answers, but one thing I do know within my heart is that if we do come together, better things will happen. So that's all I'm here to ask you. I'm going to be criticized for being here. I'm your elected official. People criticize people for doing the right thing. That's part of it. You'll be criticized for trying to be a peacemaker. Please fight back. We need peace is what we need, because peace will lead to justice. So thank you for your time, and I'm proud to be here with you today.